Hello, welcome back to Thursday Nights on Garblight Games North America. We have switched gears to Starfinder, the complete opposite of Act 2 and Cthulhu, what we were doing up previously. We're going to space and finding things. We are going to be starting the Horizons of the Vast adventure path tonight, which has been called the Kingmaker of Starfinder. So that should be interesting. And yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of session zero stuff tonight. We're gonna play, hopefully, and then next week we're back to Act 2 and Cthulhu. So why don't we do the roundtable where everybody can introduce their characters, who they're playing, what they're playing, and maybe tell me why you're going. Actually, I'll read a little background, and then you can think about why your character is on this mission. So here's the background on what's going on. Long-range scans initiated by scientists of the Pact Worlds and the Veskarium working together recently detected a binary star system in the vast that seems devoid of sentient inhabitants. They named it Waydana System in honor of Waydan, the deity of discovery and exploration. With a variety of biomes and an abundance of natural resources, Waydana's fourth planet was theorized to be an untouched utopia. The two governments of the Pact Worlds and the Veskarium created a joint effort called Project Horizon, with the vision of settling Waydana 4, or New Harmony, and harvesting its resources. They divided the most lucrative portions of the planet into charters, then sold the charters to corporations and other wealthy entities with the promise that the governments would purchase any resources and charters worked to obtain. The patrons holding the charters needed hardy explorers to extract the planet's resources and prepare the land for long-term habitation. So you, the players, are among the first of these workers, and you're also going to be acting as leaders to a group of settlers to establish a civilization on this open, bountiful world. So we're going outside the Pact Worlds. We're on a whole new planet, a whole new system that hasn't been really settled or discovered yet, and you're going to be staking your claim here and building a charter, as they call it, or a colony, and expanding. So that is the backstory of this whole adventure path. And we're going to start with you getting to the atmosphere of Waydana 4. So let's go around here. Aaron, you're first on there. Can you tell us about your character?
I certainly can, Matt. My character's name is Rafe. He's a Kish who are descended from a more ancient race of technologically advanced starfarers known as the Kishali. The Kish are tall humanoids with three eyes and long, powerful limbs. They have sharp toothed mandibles and smooth, hairless heads. Rafe's skin tone is a mottled brown gray with near black spots along either side of his face and neck. Rafe was a hunter and a pathfinder for his tribe on the floating metropolis of Istamak, which is a shattered city state that orbits the gas giant of Daegior 6. He had never imagined leaving his world, but all of that changed after a group of Starfinders arrived pursuing the cultists of the Devourer and an ancient weapon of mass destruction. The Starfinders laid bare the truth that the gods that the Kish were in fact worshipped were in fact machine spirits of their ancestors or holograms. The Starfinders left in pursuit of their mission, but soon others followed. Other Starfinders, Xenowardens, stewards, and a slew of corporations, all looking to usher a new way of life in for the people of Istamak as they exploited its natural resources. Rafe was hired by one such organization as a guide, and this patron had him researching and taking him through the shattered lands of Istamak. However, when their mission was completed, they offered to take Rafe along with them on their next assignment, the colonization of Waydana 4. In exchange for his assistance as a guide and pathfinder on this new world, this patron will petition to allow a colony of Kish to settle on the planet once the initial colony is up and running. Rafe immediately accepted, realizing that this would be an opportunity for his people to truly become free of their past and able to chart a new future for themselves.
Very nice. All right. So that totally outlines why you are here. what you're doing here.
You asked, you receive.
No. So this is why you have boarded, and well, the name of the ship is it's a Star Settler. It is the Burning Horizon is the name of your ship, and your ship is actually like everything you need to get a colony going here. So it actually starts to break apart in space, and it's neat. It's not really a ship. It's gonna come. It's all your settlement combined in one big ship. Evan, tell us about your character.
Yeah, I am playing Fruit. He is a Raxolite Solarian. Raxolites are really small, 16-inch, 4-pound plant creatures. It's really hard to describe this actually, but he has a little small plant man with these little vines that come out, and Raxolites can connect the vines together to become to be able to use normal sized equipment because they're so small. They're considered tiny. But Fruit himself has a small little dandelion mohawk on his head, and he has a small little dandelion scruff on his face. He isn't super old, but a lot of Raxolites tend to explore. That's they like to get out and see the universe. And so Fruit himself is here because he has brought from his lover some pollen, and he is going to pollinate the new world and create more Raxolites. Because they are asexual, so they can have male and female reproductive organs. They just need the extra pollen. So he is going to create, yes. The Raxolites will prosper in the new world.
Will they?
Father Fruit, they'll call him.
Father Fruit. You got a god complex going on here already, Fruit. Okay. So that's why you're going to
pollinate.
For?
Yep, to pollinate.
To pollinate. Okay, Jeff, can you tell us about your character?
Sure, Matt. I am playing Dr. Barrington Bostwick, who is an uplifted bear who grew up within a small, very traditionalist community within the diaspora, but kind of grew a little tired with sort of their old way of thinking and wanted to set off amongst the stars, and it's basically kind of just drifted around a bit and picked up little things here and there, kind of like to study a little bit of everything. Very studious guy, and ended up kind of getting an interest in two things. There's two things he loves more than anything else: genetics and wrestling. And so he thought, what better thing to do to improve his wrestling ability than to start hacking into the DNA of various xenospecies across the universe and trying to find ways to create even better performance enhancing drugs to make his wrestling skills even better. And so he is heading on this mission because it's a brand new environment with new creatures and new species and who knows what kind of wonderful things he can splice with his DNA. And he is much bigger than Fruit. Fruit's very tiny. Bostwick is 10 feet tall, 1,200 pounds, a brown kind of Kodiak Alaskan-like bear who speaks to you in your mind. But he's very, very polite and very, very serious. He's got many degrees. He's been to college a few times too. It's a older guy too. He's been around a while.
Yeah. Uplifted bears are literally bears.
Yes.
Bipedal
Literally
bears,
bears.
who speak to you psychically.
And we have we don't know who uplifted us. It's a mystery. And but the traditionalist wants to sort of figure it out, but me, no, I don't really care. I want to look forward in life. And so that's what Dr. Barrington Bostwick is going to do. And that's what he sounds like in your mind, but bears still have muzzles and it's very difficult for them to talk. So whenever they actually talk, it sounds really rough and strange. And it's kind of terrible. But anyway, he's a big guy. He pokes things with sticks and he injects them. And yeah, he's very smart.
Wonderful.
I love uplifted bears so much.
He's fantastic.
Jeremy, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Private Blim Blam. I am an assimilated skittermender. I grew up as a street rat, but some soldiers thought it would be funny to put a gun in my hand and I love it. I like to drive fast. I like to shoot things. And they said there's a chance for me to be I'm a first class, most classy private. And they gave me a red shirt, and I'm very excited to be here.
They're basically Stitch from.
They are
Realistic.
basically, or
They are, which is awesome.
With extra
So
arms.
that's Blim Blam.
We're gonna get a cease and desist, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Bob Chapek's coming after you.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. And Megan, tell us about your character.
All right, so I am playing Zenka or Zenny. They are a Shimmerine. So Zenny doesn't know very much about their past. They the last thing they remember is standing amongst a pile of bloody corpses, and all of a sudden the heavens open up. This light beam falls upon them, and Caden Kalen speaks to them. Put down your weapon, Zenka. Put down your weapon. Take up your mind. And Zenny has not touched a weapon since, and has become a devout priest.
Oh.
To Kalian. They want to spread the word of pacifism towards or throughout the universe, and spread the good word of Kalen.
Kato Kalen.
Not quite.
That's what I heard. Kato Kalen.
Yeah.
Awesome. We also have room on the overlay for Tyler. Tyler's going to be joining us, but unfortunately they could not be here this week. So they will be joining us in 2 weeks. We get back to Starfinder. And I can't remember what Tyler made, but I think it's a doctor.
He's also a proper doctor. It's gonna
He's
be
a
wonderful having
mechanic.
Another PhD in the community. I think you went battle medic is like specifically. what
I
it is.
think so, because keeps talking about healing. Lots of
Yeah.
talk of healing.
I need healing.
With a drone with like
Yeah, I think
No.
he's mechanic-y.
With syringes.
Drop the drone. There is no drone
Oh,
anymore.
he did.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a different build now.
fair.
It's a Vlaka battle medic. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, he's wolf. Yeah.
Vlaka.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wolf.
Bears, uplifted bears tend to like other like animalistic species. So not only is he a wolf, but he's also a doctor. So I feel like we could be pacifists. We're gonna have a medical practice ready to go on this planet. No problem. It'd be wonderful.
None of us are humans or even remotely close to it, which I think is
No.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. Because you could also take the classic fantasy races from Pathfinder and play them in this as well. Dwarves and elves and whatever else is out of there, which is cool. But why would you do that when you have so many cool aliens?
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's kind of boring.
It was really hard to choose. Holy smokes.
It was.
There's so many.
So much.
The archives just give you so many options.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Okay, let's get into developing our charter. This is our session 0 related stuff. So the first thing we do is we're going to have a charter sheet that we'll keep track of, which probably means I'll keep track of it. I'll show it to you there so you can see this. This is where we're going to track everything for our settlement as it progresses. And yeah, we're going to work through this tonight. So the first thing we have to do is, well, actually, you've got different stats on there. You see accord, culture, economy, magic, technology. You're going to get bonuses to those, like you'll get numbers in those. You could even have negatives in those different stats or categories or scores. But to build and develop certain things in your settlement, you're going to need certain scores in those. So, for example, to build a road, you need 2 tech. You need 2 in technology. Or to build a school, you need to have at least 1 accord. So you're going to want to boost these stats as you go along and build things based on what you want to build in your settlement. You don't need to worry about what you want to build right now. It doesn't really matter, but just an idea of what these are for. They do mean something. So it all depends on what your focus is going to be for your settlement or your charter. I'll run down accord. It measures the collective sense of togetherness possessed by the citizens of your charter, generally as a function of the charter's infrastructure. Culture measures the interest and dedication of your character and its peoples in the arts and related fields, as well as religion and philosophy. Economy measures the practical day-to-day business of your charter and its ability to create, buy, and sell. Magic measures how deeply your charter delves into the mysterious and arcane. And technology indicates the level of manufacturing and scientific research your charter engages in. So the first thing we want to do is we want to choose a patron. And I supplied a list of the patrons, but I've got them in here for us as well. I'll share them with you. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patrons to choose from. And I'll let you guys kind of talk it over, and I'll read them over for people at home what they are. But you guys can discuss. You had narrowed it down to 2, I think, that really interested the group.
Yeah, I think it was the last 2. I think it was Xeno
Yeah.
Wardens and the
Xeno
Labs.
Wardens and the Zenlady Labs.
I really like the Zenlady Labs.
But that's so hard to pronounce.
It is.
That's all
I
the
mean-
better.
It's very Shadowrun like though, because you've got a corporation that's owned and run by a dragon.
By a dragon, right?
So
Yeah,
cool.
it's true. Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
I'm okay with either of the last
So-
2. I think they're
So
Yeah, it's
you're
fine with me too.
so they also have next to them grant, exploration. So that's what they specialize in, and they'll give you bonuses based off that. Just to and I'll read them off to you. So you want the Zenaledi Labs? Is that the one you're leaning towards?
I think that
I think
works.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zenaledi Labs
Cool.
is a medium-sized Triaxian corporation founded and run by a silver dragon, Zenaledi, who seeks a cure for the draconic disease that killed their mate. As scientists, you are part of their grand research project. You might be researchers in the draconic CEOs employees whose skills make them well suited to charter management, or sympathetic souls moved by Zenadeli's whatever their name's plight. So we want to work for the dragon?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes. I would like to work for
Sounds
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Zenadeli.
So experimental.
Zenledi.
Zenaledi.
Zenlady.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
The Xena lady.
I'm sure we'll pronounce it wrong the whole time.
So she is, what focus was she, or are they?
Experimental.
Experimental. So experimental means your patron has put out a call for great minds to work together on a scientific project of great import. Your patron helps to secure the charter's initial research facilities and supplies the cost of incurring considerable debt. So this is going to give you a +1 in technology, +1 free, and a -1 economy. So free means you can put it where you want.
Yeah.
So, based on that, what do you want to boost?
Mm,
The others, like of the other list.
yeah. I
Like
like
a-
a cord.
A cord probably is what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
I don't really. We have like no magic users, right?
Well, Zenny's
Well,
a
Zenny,
mystic,
you're a magic
right?
user, right?
Yeah, Zenny's a mystic.
Oh.
Well, we could do expansion, which would give us both. Well, actually, no. Wait, this is just +1 for something else, right?
+1 is
a
something else.
cord.
One of the categories.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
You're also going to get additional +1 to 2 different traits. That's going to be one of the last steps too. So don't worry that you're making a final decision. You're going to get a couple more bonuses to slot in wherever you want as well. So you could
Or
negate the -1 to magic if you want. You can
Right.
+1 something else. You can boost your tech if you want. It's up to you. I know
Yeah,
you're
I mean-
kind of picking this blind, but it there's so many options when it comes to building your settlement. It's not going to mean much right now. Like 1 isn't going to build you anything.
what
this
if we just
point.
counteract the economy? and
Yeah,
then
take it to
we do-
0.
Yeah, and then we do +1
Yeah.
+1 on a cord and something else.
Tech. Take our tech to 2. I mean, we are a tech
That's true.
corporation, biotech.
Mhm.
I like big guns and I cannot lie.
Okay, so our economy is now 0,
Big mess.
tech is 2.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now the next thing we have to do is choose an initial focus. That's also on that last sheet I shared, named patron type and focus. So as the administrator, you get to choose the initial focus for your settlement. So we got aesthetics, which gives you a +1 culture, community a +1 accord, production +1 economy, research a +1 technology, and thaumaturgy a +1 magic.
Hmm.
I mean, I could see aesthetics, or I mean, it's possible that the cure could be magical in nature. So thaumaturgy
Yeah,
might
we
be
don't
something.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
Balance our thaumaturgy and our technology a little bit better.
I'm okay with that, or
Community.
production. Yeah. All of them are kind of useful. Except I don't like aesthetics. I don't think culture was that
Mhm.
useful for what our
For
At least
what
not
is-
for now. Yeah.
yeah.
Not for what our goal is. Absolutely.
Looking at the list of like projects for your settlement, a lot of them require tech. That seems to be a mandatory one for a lot of these builds. So just to help guide you guys a little
So we
bit.
already have a +2 in tech, right?
Mm-hmm. So, for example,
Is
if you
there-
want to build a hospital, you need 2 tech and 2 magic. Like, I'll share the list with you guys afterwards, but it's going to take time to build these up. Like, you're probably not going to be able to build much right out of the gates. A recharging station is 2 tech. I'm trying to read off some of the lower ones. A road is 2
Let's-
tech.
Let's
Let's
go
do-
with thaumaturgy, because I
Yeah,
bet like
magic.
if like magic gates and things like that will be something in the future that you could probably build. And
Mm-hmm.
A shopping center is 2. What is it? 2 culture.
Yeah, who cares
What do
about
we
that?
put
Shopping
for?
center. Well, it gives you bonuses then. So if
Yeah.
you build a shopping center, it'll give you +1 accord and +1 economy.
We don't need a shopping center when a bunch of fruits are running around.
now, see, if we were working for Abadar
Oh,
Corp, we would have to go with the shop. But
All right. So now we get +1
+1
to 2 different traits. So you can't put it into the same one.
right?
You can't boost something to like plus.
I think like
to 4 right now.
economy we should get on the board. I don't like I said. I think culture's kind of useless. At
economy
least
and accord.
yeah, maybe 2 accord, 1 economy, and that's 2 1 0 1 2.
What?
I like that. I'm gonna go with
+1 to 2 different traits.
Yeah, so economy and accord.
So I've
they
got
give us 2
economy
points in
one.
yeah, and
So we
2
should be
points in
at the +1
accord.
economy. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 in economy, 2 in tech, 1 in
One in
economy, and then you do 1 in magic.
Yeah.
And then you said 2 accord, right?
Yeah, 2 accord. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm recording this here. I'll update it afterwards. 2 accord, 2 tech, 1 magic, 1 economy.
Sounds good.
We're
Okay.
not very cultured.
No.
We're not.
No.
No shopping center for us.
Well, and let's face it, we all come
Movie
from
theater.
such
Different
independent
cultures,
and different
yeah.
cultures that
Yeah.
we don't
It's hard for us to get everything on the same page.
have a
That's why we gotta build
gestalt
community.
identity yet. Yeah.
But we have a good community, just a bad culture.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some early advice for your charters. I'll lay this out now. I'll just kind of throw it out there. It'll make sense once we get into this and you look at everything. So this is a hex. There's like a hex crawl, and you're going to expand your settlements here. So their advice is when your charter starts out, focus on claiming hexes and building resource nodes. So you're going to gain resource nodes by having resources on the board like trees and water and things like that. And you're going to use that to buy. That's going to be basically your currency to help fund these new builds that you're doing. So remember, new settlements must be 4 hexes away from any other settlement. So if you want to expand outwards, and you want to drop a brand new settlement, because you can have multiple towns and cities, it has to be 4 hexes away from any other settlement. It can't be closer. So build your expansion in the direction towards the location where you want to establish your second settlement. After a few charter turns, you'll have enough resource points for an advanced project. Advanced projects are like hospitals and shopping malls and things like that. So they're saying like early on, focus on just basically exploring and claiming hexes all around you. Start kind of building your little empire around you, and have in mind where you want to go, your direction, which is really, yeah, it's key. It's good. It's good. All right. Let's go into this. So let's boot up some Sirenscape sounds. We're on our ship. We're sitting in orbit. Ooh, there we go. We got the sounds of the ship.
Sirenscape.
Sirenscape. Do you really talk like that?
No, I haven't done his voice yet.
I hope not. All right, Let me get to the right spot in the book here to get this thing started. Planetfall. The Burnished Dawn is the name of your ship. It's a Comp Ant Star Settler. Ship designed to carry majority of supplies and settlers to New Harmony before being disassembled in orbit to provide frameworks and raw materials for settlement's initial structures. So you're not going to have a ship. Keep that in mind. Holy crap, what is that on the thing? So, you have gathered on the bridge. You are in the atmosphere of Waydana 4. It's been a long trip through the drift to get here. But the Burnished Dawn and accompanying fleet have finally arrived at their new home, laden with construction material, food, data scans, and of course the settlers, who number just over 24 people, are on board. So, as you're standing there, deciding on your next steps, your chief advisor, Ezrind Shire, meets you on the bridge. It says, below is the land of chartered to the crew of the Burnished Dawn. Scans show that a rainstorm recently swept through, likely leaving it washed clean and glistening of dew. Ezrin Shire, the advisor, hired by the charter's patron, taps one of his crutches lightly to draw the crew's attention. He gives a wide smile before speaking. A great place for a new home, isn't it? I've just correlated local survey data to find the best sites for our initial settlement. There are 3, actually, and the final choice will be yours. The young man pulls up a rough overland map on his datapad. It has very little on it. Filling in those details will be a task for later. But one at the forest's edge will have lots of timber and game, but no easy access to minerals. This lakeshore site here has access to fish and minerals in the lake's banks, but it's far from timber. And this mountain pass here is close to several mineral deposits, but could be short on game. Everyone's eager to land and start offloading. Where will it be? He asks. So I'll share the map with you, and I've got them all marked, and you can discuss where you want your starting hex to be. Okay, so you should all see a map loading, and there's A, C, and J. So those are the different areas that were described. So there's the one on the edge of the forest. That's A, that'll be rich in game, but have little minerals. You're going to have the C on the water banks there, the lake or whatever that is. It's going to have minerals and water and fish. And then you've got the mountains down at J. What do you want? Where do you want to make your settlement? And now think, this is where you're going to expand outwards from. This is going to be your base of operations that you're going to expand out of.
I scientifically applied any, mini, money, mo, and it said mountains.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So in your mind, you'll hear Dr. Bostwick pick up, like, how very interesting. I was thinking the exact opposite, in fact, either A or C. A would provide us with game, which we could either study or eat, or perhaps find some sort of genetic grafting material to appease our patrons. And C is by water, and as we all know, water means life and is essential, whereas J, it's just a big, ugly, dried rock. So, not to belittle your scientific method, but I disagree.
But the rock is strong. Nobody can take the rock from you. And elevated position. You fire from elevated position. You shoot the game. You take the game. You take it away from the idiots who sat on the other place.
Right. That is a very good point. Very good point. Yes, yes, yes.
But also water is good.
Else?
Rafe is just looking down. Rafe is just looking down, completely stunned, because he's never seen a planet before. He's from a shattered world of floating Earth motes that you can fall off the side of and fall into a gas giant and die. He's like, I, as an explorer, as a guide, I think the doctor is right. If we are near the forest, we will also be near the river and the mountains. As we expand out, we will have both access to the waterways and the minerals of the mountain, and we will have the timber and the game from the forest. It is, I think, the best decision, but I know little of worlds such as this.
Stupid enemy, Mo. Making me look stupid.
Blim Blam, you have the height idea. Very interesting. Now, you can climb up the trees, have high elevation on those who might come near, and blam at the various game at the foot of the trees.
I didn't think about climbing the trees. That's okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh, compromise. Fantastic.
That is why I'm most classy private.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Hey, Blim Blam, how long you been private for?
As they let me stay that.
So forever. Okay, great. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. to
Why
know.
would I want to be something other than most classy?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely what they tell you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't really see the map. The chief over here is kind of holding it pretty high. It's kind of messed up of them, not really keeping me into account, but he starts using his vines to like slowly climb up the legs of like probably Dr. Boswick since he's the tallest.
Yes. Right here you go.
Okay, I can see it now. Yeah, A or C sounds good. I mean, C, that seems like a long way to get trees, you know? I mean, we gotta really venture, but I don't know, fish, minerals, that's like 2 of the 3 things that we really need. But I guess they all kind of have that, huh? Except Jay. Jay sucks. I don't know what Private Blim Blam's looking at.
Any, Mo. I'm sorry.
I agree, Fruit. If we take the A landing place, we can push south and get mineral assets and water immediately. It seems like the ideal place.
You, Zeddy, Madam Mystic, do you have any thoughts? Has the mysteries of the universe perhaps urging you in one direction or another?
And again, in your mind, you hear, well, an important decision like this warrants a very long contemplation. I intend to agree with the group. See?
I feel like she's doing that thing where she takes a long ass time to say something telepathically to somebody, and we just sit here and wait. It's not me. I'm not hearing anything, but it must be one of you two. But she's like really slow when it comes to talking to us. She probably said A if I had to guess.
She said she'll agree with the group, of course. Yes. And mine, I mean, I think we can choose. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yeah,
if we
you can.
choose who
You can.
So I'm like broadcasting to everybody. Anybody who's
Yeah.
a couple feet. So, she agreed with the group. The eeny, meeny, miny, mo technique, not necessarily in her favor, but yeah, could work for other situations, I'm sure, Blim Blam.
Yes. Are you always going to be inside of my head?
If you prefer, I could talk like this.
No, in the head. In the head. No.
Yes, certainly. This tends to be better. Just stay close. I have a limited range with which I can communicate with you in such a manner.
I agree. I find telepathy to be much faster.
You have to be talking the same speed, whether you're saying it out loud or in someone's mind. I don't understand. There's no way this is any different.
And then this is out loud.
Oh, I don't understand. Why would we bring her? She cannot. I'm so confused.
I think she has space madness. We need to
Yes,
operate.
She has something. We have a bear that can't even talk, and then we got this. She can't even say a sentence. It takes her 5 minutes.
No, she's good.
All right, are we,
We
picking
must
A,
say-
or are we? Let's focus. Eyes on the prize,
I
everybody.
think A seems to be the most.
Yeah, because worst case
prudent
scenario, we
choice.
can create some sort of boat. We go down the river to sea, get some fish. You know, we can figure it out.
Also,
Fish
A
also
is
could
number
be in the
one,
river.
like us.
Right. A's like the private, you know, always classy.
Yes, A is most classy. It's first class. First letter, first class. I'm glad I chose A.
You are very wise, Blim Blim.
I am very wise.
Did he not say J?
No, you said J.
No,
No.
nope. It's not
No.
true,
I
Blim
heard
Blam.
him say it.
And you see Rafe bends almost in half to look down at your eyes. He's like, "You are mistaken, my little friend. But that is all right." And he pats Blim Blam on the head.
Here, that's suspected ditches.
Is that not the right way to greet
No,
you?
I'm just saying it is right here behind the ear.
All right. He scratches behind your ear.
4 arms and none of them can reach my ears.
Dr. Bostwick will turn to Aswin. I believe we've made a decision. This is all in his head. Site A. Oh no, I think he's died of old age. We've taken too long. Oh no.
Site A. All right.
Yeah, side A.
All right. Your chief advisor goes, "Oh, excellent. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Why don't we make it feel more like home and let's give it a name before we head down there?"
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's gonna just roll off the tongue.
Blim Blamia.
Blim Blam? Do you have
Um,
any ideas?
No, we are. No, that is not a question. We are not
First class
leaving
point.
the name. Nope.
Appletini.
Yes, I
My
like
children are
Appletini.
not gonna grow up here with a name from Blim Blam.
Apple TV.
If
It could be like the wedge. Like it comes to like everything kind of wedges in there. It's all together. It's the collective.
Then they're gonna call us the Wedgies, and that's not gonna be okay, Blim Blam.
Fort
What's wrong with
We
Riverbeach.
need
Wedgie?
something. We need
We
something
work-
strong.
we work for a dragon, perhaps Drake's Hope.
Mm.
Oh,
See,
Or Appletini.
Appletini could be its sort of colloquial name, and Drake's Hope can be the official term.
why would we ever call it Appletini?
Because
if
he
we
is an
create the
insane
settlement,
soldier, and I don't want to piss him off. And that was just a
it's
fruit.
okay. I tell you what, you have dibs on A, but when we get a settlement in the mountain settlement will be Appletini.
No.
I love it. All right, Drake's Hope. Yeah, your chief advisor goes, "That's an excellent name. Excellent." And with that, you start to finalize the last of the initiations to start heading down and entering the atmosphere and building Drake's Hope. You initiate the mostly automated procedure of offloading the cargo bays and disassembling the burnished dawn into frameworks that will serve as the settlement's first few prefabricated buildings. The vessel's bridge functions as a single-use shuttlecraft during the process and will serve as your lodgings once it touches down. The crew and passengers of the small fleet engage in a flurry of activity as they prepare to land. So this thing starts kind of breaking off into sections, and people are manning it. What they're assigned before you guys left, they're going to their specific stations. They know what they're going to do. They have a job. They have a role. They have skills and tradespeople that you have on board. And they're starting to break off the ship and start heading down the atmosphere towards Drake's Hope, A on the map. And you start to head down as well to accompany them. The bridge breaks away, cracks, and sets flight and course for A. You get down to the planet, and it's rather quiet. It's peaceful. There's nothing around other than a majestic line of verdant trees stretching from east to west in front of you, and your big ship comes down the landing gear with a thud on the ground, and the smaller ships around you, and people start to disembark and breathe the fresh air down here on the planet, and they're relieved to finally be on solid ground and off of a ship. What do you want to do? You're docking, or your ship, it opens up and you can disembark. What's the first things you want to do here on this planet?
I'm going to climb a tree.
A wonderful idea. I too would like to peruse the forests. It's been quite some time since I've seen such wonderful, wonderful trees.
Rafe starts running because he's never been anywhere in his life where you could just run and not risk falling off the edge of the world and dying horribly. So he's just enjoying letting loose and running as fast as he can without fear.
No, I was thrown in a dumpster when I was a baby, but I feel less sad than him.
All right, so you're on the
All
planet.
right, kids. Yeah, you just go run around. I'll just stay here. Don't worry. You guys just.
Okay, bye, Fruit. Have fun. I hope you make lots of babies.
Fruit stands there with his hands on his hip, 16 inches tall, looking at everybody, shaking his head.
Fruit, Zenny, of course, you should come with us. Yes, explore our new home.
I'll check out the soil. I got to make the kids.
Should we be looking away? Is this should be...
Oh no, don't worry about it. I already got. Yeah, it's fine. I know you don't fully get it, but it's okay. You just got to plant the seeds.
Yes, normally that's the censored part in the videos I get from Epsilon. So, yeah. Anyhow.
Fruit. You.
Stop it.
The right.
Stop talking to me.
And Zenny bends down and buries her claws in the soil and does a little prayer to Caden, blessing this settlement.
Yeah, so you get down on your hands and knees, you put your hands in the soil. Raph just starts, I'm going to say you just start running eastward from where you landed. And Blim Blam and Dr. Bostwick, you start walking to the north into the trees from the clearing that you landed in. And Zenny, as you're sitting there and you're saying your prayer and your blessing, all of a sudden you can feel, all of you feel the ground rumbling beneath you. And there's a disturbance in the soil under your feet. And suddenly, 6 strange insect-type creatures pop up out of the ground all around you, and they seem agitated and ready to engage and attack to defend their territory.
Don't go far.
This is why you don't let the kids go wherever they want. This is why right here. I tried to say it.
There's a picture of what these things look like. They're got they're big bugs, big beetle-like bugs coming out of the ground. So
that's pretty horrible. That's pretty horrible.
Oh, okay. Is there any chance that maybe I have an MRE, maybe a piece of chocolate from my MRE or something that I can hand to it? Just hey, it's okay. It's okay.
You can see if they're interested in that, but we're gonna enter some combat here.
Man, just take
my
the
God,
candy,
the
you
bear is so
stupid.
big.
No.
I know, that's why I asked if his token was correct.
It's mostly muscle, thank you very much. I am an athlete of some renown.
That's why I asked, is your token correct, Jeff?
You banned from all
it's
the
correct. It's correct.
all the
I'm large.
Olympics?
Yeah, you're large.
Aren't you banned from all the Bear Olympics? You can't do that stuff anymore.
Not Olympics, Zeno wrestling. I really like to wrestle.
Yeah, they like the purebred. They don't like the drugs that you do. That's illegal.
We should be a tag team. I get a +2 to wrestling.
Oh, excellent. We're going to be fast friends.
Do like a fastball special to be great.
Okay, we're gonna do our first combat, like right off the bat. We'll get this out of the way. It's good.
Stupid
All right.
bugs.
All right, so I have everybody in the combat tracker. If you break out the combat tracker or go into the combat tracker, you should be able to roll initiative on there. You just hit the D20. It's going to take into account your initiative bonus in your roll. Like I said, this could be a little learning session. We're gonna do some combat. We're gonna have some fun.
Sorry, Matt, what did you say? I was clicking, but
Click on click on the fist. If you right click on it, it'll pop the combat tracker out for you. And then there's going to be a D20 icon next to your name. Just click that, and that'll roll your initiative for you. And I'm just going to roll all mine as a group instead of individually.
Oh, he would say that and then roll 20.
And then roll a 21,
Yeah.
baby. Blackjack.
I was feeling good about my 18, but no.
But no. All right, so combat. The way combat works is, let's get into this. I shared some sheets with you all earlier. In combat, you can make one standard move, or one standard action, one move, and one swift action, or one full action per round, or move or swift can replace standard, and swift can replace move. It sounds a little complicated. It's not. If you have one of those cheat sheets open, it's outlined on there for you. Just basically think like move and action. Or if you want to do a really, really cool super action, then you don't move and you get to do that instead. That's your full action. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, you need to add Jeremy on the initiative. I think he maybe rolled for Aaron twice.
Oh,
Or there's two Aarons.
It says
Yeah.
Aaron on there twice.
Yeah, it's
But-
when I was going to hit my die, but somebody hit theirs first, so I hit
Oh.
Jeremy. So his roll is good. That's just
Okay.
that's based off his stats.
Okay.
All right.
So it's not a surprise or anything. These things come out of the ground. These big beetle-like creatures burrow out. Oh, we should put on some combat music. Pew, 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 pew. Let's see.
You know, they can't see me. It's okay. They're going to go for you guys. They can't see me. I'm so small.
There we go.
I'm so glad that he's got you ahead of the giant bear in heavy armor.
I know.
It's
You're just going to
just-
step on me.
It's just like that Skull King.
Exactly. It's just every time.
What?
I'm always
Where
in
are
the
you?
front. I'm a ranged
Whatever.
character,
I
always
just
in the
kind of
front.
put you guys where you were standing
Fine.
talking.
Oh, put me there. That's right.
You all kind of
Totally
said you broke
fine.
off in different directions, so I kind of placed you based off what you were saying. Sorry. You can move yourselves, but...
No.
We're all good.
All right,
I'm gonna
so-
kill the rack slide. I get it.
These things are going to act. So the one that's between Blim Blam and not Zenny, Fruit, is going to move forward. It lurches forward as it crawls out of the ground, and then all of a sudden you see it kind of like rearing back, and it opens its little pincers in its mouth, and all of a sudden it just like kind of regurgitates this like mass, and it lands between the two of you, and there's spikes all over this mass that is shot out of its mouth, and there's still like a tube or some kind of piece of intestine or something connected back into its mouth, so it's kind of like puke this thing up, spit it at you, but it's still connected with inside of itself, and it lands between the two of you. So
Or disgusting.
yeah, several dozen hook-feeding filaments whip out of its stomach in your direction, and anybody who's adjacent to it has to make a reflex saving throw. So please, Blim Blam and Fruit, make me a reflex saving throw, please. The target number is it's DC 8, so it's low. It's rather low. Yeah, 18 and 21. So these little barbs and shoot out, and they try to like latch onto you, but the two of you kind of like whoa, jump back, and you are not hit by these stomach barbs
I
that
tried to give you chocolate and you spit this at me? That's very rude.
that it expelled
rude.
at you.
You don't
I'm
get chocolate now.
gonna have one close in over on Raph. It is not going to expel its stomach contents on you. It's just going to try and hit you with one of its claws, its pincers. Raph.
Rude. That's fair.
It rolled an 11. I'm assuming that does not
That does not hit.
go
I'm
over
assuming
your
it's
kinetic.
kinetic, yeah. No.
Yeah. This is just, they're just claws. They're not anything special. Alright, who else can I attack here? They got a movement of 20. Alright,
Just me.
one more on Raph. Just
Everyone
you.
protect me. Quickly.
A 5 does not hit you. I don't even need to ask. They cannot get to. Oh, they can get to.
Uh-oh.
Zenny, one of them is going to try and hit you.
Stop.
With its claws? And a 5 does not hit you either. Wow, talk about slow Joe. Another one moves forward, and another one moves forward to engage. So that is it for the mole beetles. Turn. Over to Blim Blam. You've got one adjacent to you, right beside you.
Okay, good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move down and I'm getting myself right in front of it, so it should look at me instead of at fruit.
Well, actually, can you shoot far away if somebody's engaged with you, or do
If
you
you
have to?
shoot, they get an attack of opportunity on you if they're engaged.
Oh,
There's no penalty though, right?
There's no penalty, but if you fire ranged when adjacent to someone, or I can't remember what the term is called in this for adjacent,
okay. Basically, they get attack.
they get an
Attack
attack
of
of opportunity.
Okay.
And if you're firing through people, they get partial cover. So bonus to the AC.
Okay. I'll still move down just to make myself the more obvious target. To
Okay.
fruit.
And then I have my rifle in two of my hands, and then in my other hands I have my sword and shield. I'm going to try to stab at it.
Stabby stabby.
That's what I do.
15. Let me see, what is the KAC for these guys? Yeah, oh yeah, heck yeah. How much damage you do? 15?
No. you're not.
No, no, 15 is what you rolled. 2.
Two.
Two slashing.
That's my minimal damage.
Okay. Yeah, you heard this thing. It kind of rears back and lets out a hissing noise. Or its stomach is on the ground between you. Are you standing on its stomach right now?
Of course I'm standing on stomach. That was very rude.
So you
I
can
walk
actually
over-
you can attack the stomach if you want. It is
Oh,
a target,
yes.
and you can hit it, and it will hurt it.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. I would love to just walk over, be standing on the stomach, and just stab down it.
I tried to give you chocolate and you spit your stomach at me? That's so rude.
All right, so you
like
stab it
you.
in the stomach, and it lets out a hiss, and blood starts kind of pouring out of this stomach that it's regurgitating your direction.
I could be in
and-
the mountains right now. Any, meeny, miny, mo, and I get stuck with you, stupid bug.
Fruit. Now, okay, something to talk about here is if you are diagonal across from a target with a friendly, what's it called? It's you get bonuses. What is that called?
Blank.
Flanking.
Flanking. Thank you. Flanking
Oh,
rules.
really?
So if you are
I-
diagonally
be on-
across from one another, opposite ends of an
Oh.
enemy, you get a bonus for flanking.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I should have moved the other way to give you.
You
a
can if
bonus?
you can
I'm
take it
sorry.
back. We're learning combat. If you want to
Well,
just not
fruit is not gonna stay here, so it's okay.
okay. And flanking gives you a +2 bonus to your attack roll.
You know, what are the chances I go to make children and these things come right in front of me and he starts? I'm gonna take the op attack and
They may have eaten your seeds
I'm going
already.
to move.
You can take a guarded stab.
Yeah, 5 foot
But that's
step.
just.
It's just one
It's only
square
5
away.
foot,
But
it
then they're
would
gonna
let you
come
use it.
surround me.
But if
Yeah,
you
no.
move more than 5 feet, he'll get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
So you're taking the attack op.
Yeah, I want to get away from them.
13 hit you? Your
Nope.
KAC? No.
No, I'm 15, 16. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go. Don't step on me! Don't step on me! Going between the
No
doctor's
whammy.
legs, and then I'm going to shoot this one. So you see
Which one are you shooting, sorry?
this one over here on the bottom.
Okay.
You see, Fruit has this tiny little electrical orb that just kind of floats around him and goes in between his vines. And you see he goes and grabs it, and it turns into like a sheath of a sword. And then he sits there and focuses, and a lightning bolt shoots out.
What? What?
Yes. And I'm going to also get 1 attunement for energy for this low. All right, so
cool.
attack. Oh, baby.
That hits.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
5 damage. All right. Against their EAC. Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Yeah. And he's just going to stay over here, try and kind of duck behind make himself look smaller than he is.
Okay. So you hit this thing, it kind of rears and it kind of skitters back a little bit, and then it regains its footing, and it looks like it's staring right at you. It wants to lash out and get revenge. Raph, you're up. You're surrounded by 2 of these things.
Okay, so Wrath studies the terrain, studying the direction the sunlight's coming, and he uses his knife. So as a full round action, he's going to do his trick attack using the environment to throw this thing off and then slash it with his knife. So first I have to make a survival roll against 20 plus their CR. So what's their CR?
Their CR is 1/3.
1/3. So 19. I've got to get better than a 19. I got 21, so the trick attack works. So it's flat-footed. So its
Okay.
AC is 2 lower than what it is right now. And I will attack with my knife. Does a 20 hit its lowered AC?
It sure does.
So damage.
Which one was it? The one above you or below you, or the one to your left?
The one to the south of me.
Okay. I'm just gonna put a little thing on there to.
So 5 slashing.
Oh yeah, flat-footed popped up. Cool. 5 slashing. Okay. You slash at the thing, and it kind of rears back, and it's still alive. Still alive. That's cool that the conditions are in here. Whatever module I put in here has the conditions. I like it. Very cool to see a full action. All right, Bostwick. Dr. Bostwick.
Okay, so Dr. Bostwick will let the beautiful white lab coat just flutter in the breeze, and then he'll do a Henry Cavill as he basically charges his custom micro lab, which are built as giant things around his forearms, and he takes his syringe stick and leans it up against one of them, and let's see, this is some kind of puking bug creature, and then he'll load up a syringe basically and step up next to Zinni. Let's move up right next to Zinni there, so she's not taking all of it. And then was it Zinni? Pardon me. And I'm going to try to poke at this one with my syringe stick, the one that's right. So
Gotcha.
I can find where I just put my character sheet. Let's see. So here we go. Attack. Sorry. That's a terrible roll.
That does not hit. It just kind of hits its hard carapace and just kind of does not penetrate whatsoever.
I guess I should get a different gauge.
Miscalculation.
Happens to everyone.
It's okay.
No
It does.
judgment.
It's okay. Sometimes, it happens.
Don't me.
And Zenny, over to you.
So, Zenny just, she's gonna go to they're gonna go to the individual right in front of them and say, "Friend, we mean you no harm. We are here to live."
You got 6 seconds, Zinni. Hurry your ass up.
I'm gonna cast Build Trust.
Okay.
I'm a pacifist, right? So,
Yes.
So I don't know how to do magic. So I know I was reading that I just hit this. Oh, sweet. Never mind.
So it needs to do a saving throw. At 10.
Vigorous
What's
save.
charisma check? No. What do I got to roll? What's the save I need to go against?
I'm sure it's will.
Yes, it's
It's usually DC 10 plus the caster's modifier plus the spell.
But it
level,
looks
I
like
think.
it looks like it's just to give you a bonus for charisma check rolls against the creature, not to charm it.
Yeah.
There.
But you can do that.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? It's not going to really help here.
It's like an out of combat spell, like if you wanted to be more persuasive.
And we can't say that we're doing this to like help take the fear out of the situation.
They don't have any intelligence, so the spell probably wouldn't really work since they're animal intelligence.
I think they just want to
Fine.
eat us.
I think
Animal intelligence. What are you trying to say, Ray?
I want to kill you.
Actually, he wouldn't be able to hear him from where you're at.
okay,
That's okay. He doesn't have fur. He doesn't understand.
okay. So I'm going to cast this one. Then. Hopefully this is better. So this allows me to do one small thing as a beginner spellcaster. To maybe that's not right.
It's all right.
It's
It's okay. This is our learning. This is a learning combat session.
Yeah,
it's all
this
good.
is- We'll know all of the spells by the time you get it.
I don't know. So yes, this
It's like prestidigitation.
right.
Yeah, you can make sounds, light.
Yeah, totally. So like I do this and like I bring like the clouds part, the sun comes down, I'm illuminated, everything's happy. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right.
All right, if they eat you, don't blame me, okay?
Guys, see that?
Hayden will protect.
And there's like, nah. Oh boy, here we go.
All right. Back to the beetle. Beetle Bailey over here. All right. Let's deal with the one that has
Beetle
its
Bailey.
stomach at your feet. Blim blam.
Stupid stomach.
Does the stomach thing just go off again? Basically,
If I want to leave it there, then yeah, because he's standing on it. It's like anybody who's adjacent to it, right? So into an empty adjacent square, yeah. Yeah, what the heck? Do your reflex save again.
Okay.
DC 8. It's not going to be hard to make this. You're good. So again, these tendrils, barbs are trying to like lash out at you, and you're just kind of swiping them with your sword, keeping them at bay. Let's attack the two on Raph. We'll do the one that's not fleet-footed. Nope.
man,
And the one that is fleet-footed. These guys are rolling terrible, or I'm rolling terrible.
you could move to flank him.
Oh,
He could have moved to flank me.
no, I won't. Bank 7. That hits though.
Didn't need it.
That does
19's
hit.
gonna hit.
That's
I'm
gonna hit.
assuming.
Oh yeah, it hits.
And it does 7
Whoa!
damage! Holy crap! Maybe it's good these things haven't been hitting. Okay, so
I'm
for those aren't familiar,
FYI,
yep.
I'm out of stamina at this point.
Oh, no.
Dear.
So the way combat and hit points work in this is, first you take off your stamina. Once stamina's gone, then you start getting into hit points. And then once you lose your hit points, that's when you can possibly start dying. It doesn't mean you die right away. You have your rolls, stabilization, and all that. So you're out of stamina. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're for first level characters. We don't have a lot of stamina.
Oh no.
One of these is going to go
Oh,
up the
come
ramp.
on! You can't even see me over here.
It's a fruit. I got lots of targets. It's only fair to
Looks
go
like a
after
weed.
one.
I look like a blade of grass. I blend in.
I rolled a 4. It doesn't even matter. Don't even worry about it.
This is
Okay.
3.
All right, and the one that is damaged there in front of Dr. Bostwick and Zenny is going to try and attack. Zenny,
No, but she has sunlight on her.
does a 12 hit your KAC? I'm assuming not. And the other one's going to try to hit Dr. Bostwick. And completely miss with a 3.
Oh,
Wow, I'm
dear
rolling
sir.
really
I
low.
believe both of us are shooting horrible blanks. How terrible.
Wow. All right, Blim Blam, back to you.
I suppose I'm going to keep stabbing at this thing's stupid stomach. stomach. I hate you so much. Come here. I'm gonna climb a tree and I'm
Ooh,
going to
critical hit.
I'm
Oh!
going to cut open your whole stupid stomach,
So-
you stupid bug.
When you click the damage button now, I think one of the options is
There's a
critical.
roll.
So just do that. What a critical?
Oh.
Yeah, you see it in there. It rolls your damage twice.
Oh, and you get
And-
a damage modifier.
And your
twice, yeah.
modifier twice. So
Yeah.
you can get, pretty high.
You got an 8 too. Nice.
14! So how do you kill this thing?
Well, first I stab it in the stomach and I cut the stomach open, then I shove the sword into its face, and I'm so angry at you, you stupid fucking bug! I hate you! I hate you so much! I just wanted to climb a tree!
All right, just go help Rafe. My God.
Just this idea of this six-armed tiny, looks like a stuffed animal, just going berserk on this giant bug.
And then yes, I'll move towards Rafe for my full move.
Ichor flying everywhere.
All right.
So I got 30. I can't quite reach him, but
Yeah, at least you can.
5. I'll get here.
Okay, very good. So there's one dead one. So Fruit, it is your turn.
All right, Fruit will take a guarded step back, and then he will let loose the sheath of lightning, and another lightning bolt will go for the guy in front of me. Yeah, I closed my character sheet. There it is.
Lightning bolts.
Yeah,
See, this
the
is where I get a
lightning-
chance to see what you guys made. So, you know the little easy first encounter?
10?
You just go all out? No, 10 is not. Wait. EAC?
10 EAC.
Let me see. That might hit.
EAC is normally lower.
Yes, normally it is. EAC, yep, that's a hit.
Woo! 4 points of electric damage.
It did. What does it look like? How do you fry this thing?
Yeah, he gets back in like his samurai stance with his sheath, and then you see this lightning bolt just split the skull of the creature. That's probably like what, 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I got mine. So you guys should be good. He looks around. There's still a bunch of beetles left.
Raph?
Yeah, and then the last thing, he's just gonna charge another energy
Okay.
attunement.
So Rafe, once again, is studying the terrain. He is going to full action, and as part of his trick attack, he can move up to his speed. So he's going to take a 5-foot step here,
Mm-hmm.
guarded step here for his move action, so he's not immediately adjacent to both of them. Then he will try to do his survival check again to throw this thing off.
Wow.
So
Ooh,
it is flat-footed again.
Okay, I think I still have the condition on there from last
Yeah.
time. Okay.
And he will slash out with his knife.
Which is a -2 to AC.
Oh,
man.
Even with the minus, that does not hit.
Man!
Jeff is contagious.
Yes. I'm afraid I'm about to develop a cure for this one, too.
It's always been the problem with the operative. You either get your trick attack and miss your attack, or miss your trick attack and get your attack.
Dr. Bostwick.
That's Dr. Bust. Oh wait, you said it correctly. Never mind.
Well, see, here's the thing about Dr. Bostwick. He's not really what you would call a damage dealer. He's
I don't know if anyone is, according to our first round of combat.
Well, let's face it. First level characters
Yeah.
running out with knives and,
well, I use injection weapons, and they don't do damage per se.
Hey, you do you. We'll help
Okay,
you out.
so first thing I'm
You
going to
do you,
do is I'm going to use my custom micro lab, so my goggles will start to, and I'm going to study these guys. So basically, I make a special skill check to identify it. This is a move action,
Okay.
and if the creature is living, it's a life science check. Otherwise, it's a physical science check, and the DC is determined by the creature's rarity. So basically,
Rarity.
that's on page 133 of the core rule book. If you need to.
Their
Yeah, I think
rarity.
rarity, the GM has to like decide how rare the creature is.
Oh, jeez.
It should be listed in the stat
what-
block
Okay, let me see here. I'm looking at the stat block in the.
in terms of rarity. It's probably living though, right? These yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These things are alive. 100%. I don't see a rarity.
22.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You succeed. With a
So
22,
basically-
you succeed.
What can I get with a 22 knowledge? Basically, a knowledge check on these.
So you
useful
learn things about them.
Like
Uh,
abilities,
identify it,
special
yeah.
defenses, special
anything
attacks.
anything you feel like a 22 is worthwhile to get.
Does it give you some sort of advantage, or what is it?
Well,
So
it's like if
it's
An actual knowledge check.
Yeah, it's like if we figure out that it's got particular vulnerability, then we can attack with that vulnerability. Or if it's resistant to something, we can avoid that.
yeah.
Oh, they're about 3 feet in height. Fruit, not 6 feet.
They're just barely taller than me.
I'm just reading here to see if there's anything I can give you. Things are so basic, so there's not a lot.
Yeah, I know, that's fine. I was stalling to figure out what biohack I wanted to use anyway.
Okay, there you go.
On something to do. Okay.
They've already revealed their one secret, that they can disgorge their stomachs and attach
so
the
gross.
innards. But other than that, yeah, these things are. You figure they're pretty common. They burrow. They live underground. They probably can't see in the sunlight very well. Sunlight, maybe bright lights can affect them in ways.
Everybody, stay still until it's dark, and then we'll have them. We really will. Quick, Zeddy, tell them a story.
And I will go ahead with my standard action.
Well,
For my standard action, I will try to attack with I still have the
syringe?
same. Yeah, my same
Your
thing is-
stick.
Hey, a 22 hits.
Ooh.
This is the one to the
So-
south again.
Yeah, but here's the fun thing. It doesn't actually do any damage.
Oh, no.
It just lowers its AC by 2. Like, people need
Oh, so it's like
It's
flat-footed?
KAC.
Yeah, they're debuffed.
yeah, but it stacks. It would stack though.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right.
-2 to AC. So if anybody wants to attack the one
Okay.
I'm pinging right here,
Yeah, I've marked that one on its character sheet by
This
-2.
one right here, the one with the syringe sticking out of its throat.
I'm gonna put. I don't know.
He looks really
Okay,
healthy. I don't understand.
Helpless
He's-
on there,
Moving
but
about like it's drunk. It's sort of
He
the
looks
serum.
exactly. Yeah.
Zenny, over to you.
Who gives alcohol to a mouse?
I do. For
Yeah,
science.
give it to me instead. Stupid mouse. I hate
Do
you,
that.
mouse.
Get closer, and I will shove one of these into your rectum.
I said I want alcohol. I don't want you to.
rectum.
What?
It's a far better experience if it comes the opposite way.
No, you do
It
not.
absorbs quicker into the bloodstream. I am a doctor. You can trust me.
Yo, we're
Wow.
in trouble right now. Can we
No,
stop?
oh, that's right. Yes, correct.
Yes, we're in trouble, but I want to set the rule. Nothing goes in my rectum if I say no.
That's fine. I understand.
All right, we established consent. Got it. All right, let's move on.
All right, Zenny.
So, like, Zenny is like shocked that the beaming light from above didn't do anything. Like, oh my god, why would that happen? Right? So,
We have one character that just lowers their AC, and the other one just casts light.
It's very useful.
No, the AC thing will
Step
it'll
on
help.
fruit.
He's just pretending to be a blade of grass over here.
blowing in the wind. Wait, so Zenny's like a little upset. You do not bring. You do not accept blessings. Then hear the voice of the void.
What?
The voice
Yeah.
of the void. Target's mind is flooded with
Oh,
elder
there you go.
mysteries, some dark between the stars. Confused for 1 round as a creature. So save 10.
Yep.
It has to roll. It has to move.
The will
away,
save.
basically.
Okay. Are you doing it to the one to the south again?
Yes.
The one that has the needle sticking out of it?
Yes. The only one that's there.
It passes! It resists your whispers of the void.
Again, shock, pure shock. Like,
We're going to be forced off this planet by a bunch of beetles.
By a bunch of 1/3 beetles.
Far too violent. Everyone, flee.
All right.
Oh, man.
Well,
You'll be good nutrients for my kids.
all right. One of them's gonna move over to you, Raph, and attack. And completely miss, but the other one is gonna flank you and get a +2.
No.
A whole +2. Whatever.
Hey, that's a lot.
Not when you're rolling like I am.
You're rolling
guess.
really bad.
So both of them just start on either side of you, just like with their claws and their pincers trying to get you, but they're not having any luck. That one's dead. That one's dead. All right, so the other two are engaged with Dr. Paddington and Zenny.
Whoa! Hello! That's insulting, sir.
All right,
That's a
How
teddy
dare
bear.
you?
all right.
Barrington Bostwick.
Dr.
Dr. Paddington Bostwick.
Barrington.
All right, Dr. Barrington. One of them's gonna try and attack you with its claws, and miss.
Oh, nice.
And that's what you get for making fun of me. You get to look like a fool.
And Zenny, the other one's gonna try. And get you with its claws, and it connects for a whopping 2 damage. So that goes off of your stamina. You take that off your stamina first before your hit points. I'm assuming that's not all of your stamina.
That would be bad.
That
Let's
would
see.
be
I'm gonna
very
take a
bad.
look at your sheet. No, your stamina. You got 6. So you're good. Okay. Blim blam. Over to you.
That's, well, I will come running over to make sure that I am flanking with Rafe, because he scratched my ear and I like him. And you stop hurting him. That really pisses me off. I've
So
had it.
So it's still flat-footed, and
Oh,
you
is
get
it-
a +2. Yeah,
Yeah,
until,
because you
until
are-
my turn again. Yeah.
You are flanking it
Yeah.
right now with the two of you on either side like that. So give yourself a +2.
Okay, +2. All right.
Soldiers. All right, that's a hit.
Oh,
2 damage.
not again.
I like
What?
the botch damage.
That is enough to kill it though. So how do you kill this one?
This one is kind of like the running slash across the back of the neck. And I decapitate it. Okay, fine. I just shoved the tip of my thing into his eyeball.
Into his rectum. A la Dr. Bostwick. All right, Fruit, over
Will
to you.
absorb faster.
Consent!
So Fruit is gonna get his last charge of attunement, which gives him 15 extra movement speed. So he's gonna go over here to get closer to the action to help them. And then you see the little vines around him are starting to like flicker with electricity. And he grabs the sheath and puts it forward, and his vines wrap around the sheath with him. And he lets out a lightning bolt that strikes from the sky. I need you.
Me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for this guy here.
What
I need
witchery
you
is
to make a
this?
fortitude save.
Okay. Fortitude.
I don't know where my DC is.
17. I'm sure I beat it.
All right, you take half.
Yes.
Okay. So what? How much damage do you damage?
You take
13?
6 points. Yeah, I do 2d8. It's 1d8 plus, or 1d8 per my Solarian level plus a.
Holy crap! All right. Well, how does this thing just get you? Kill it, so it just gets what? Slammed by a lightning bolt?
Yeah, I casted. I'll put it in chat.
Wow! Lightning bolt slams down, splits it in two, and you got this horrible smell of cooked, scorched mole beetle.
Yeah, destructive discharge is the Solarian, is the skill.
Deal 1d8 plus 1d8. Wow. That's really good.
It is. But now I'm no longer attuned, so the electricity dissipates from his body. It was all used in the attack.
Okay, cool. Raph, over to you. You've got a dead one at your feet, and you've got one more.
So Rafe will he'll once again full round action for his move action. He'll take a guarded step here to give my Skittermander friend a little bit of room to maneuver during his next turn. Then I will try to assess the situation, take my survival roll, get
Ooh,
that,
nice.
and then I will try to hit this guy with
Yeah, I was
my
gonna say, now
knife.
roll that with your attack.
Yeah.
Remember, he's flat-footed, so 10 flat-footed?
10? Yeah, I think that
Flat-footed?
does it. Yes, that
Flat-footed?
does. Yep.
Oh, thank
Yes.
God. Thank God. Nine slashing.
What? All right, how do you kill this
Max.
thing? Holy shit.
So he moves to the side of it, and then his knife just flicks out, and he separates its head from its thorax.
Nice. That's all of them. No, oh no, there's one
Nah,
left.
there's one
There's
more.
one more.
Let's
Got
get
a
the
syringe
syringe.
in his neck.
The tickle crew's coming.
And these things are not backing down. They're just like in a rage, fury, even though that they're dropping all around you. The last one is trying to still dig its claws into you.
Speaking claws, did you know that bears have them?
And he drops his spear, and I'm gonna take a full attack action. So
Yes.
2 attacks -4 on this with my bear claws.
Okay.
It's
Like an all-out attack.
Yeah.
Love it. I love the full
minus
actions.
2 to AC still. That's not going to be a good one. Not going to be good. And the other one? That's also not going to be good.
I am an old bear.
You know, you look like the noodle guy at the car dealership. You know that just does this. You're looking like the.
Yes, I understand the reference. Yes. Curious. I'm really just testing how elusive it is. Really fascinating. Oh yes, like
So
that.
good. Bears have claws as well.
You're rolling so
Wow.
good.
Whiff, whiff.
It's just very small. It's very hard. It hurts my back.
All right.
down in here.
Don't you say anything about its size, okay?
All right, Zanny, are you gonna be able to finish this thing off with one of your pacifist spells?
No, she's not.
This one's going
It's
to
gonna get another round of
This one's
attacks.
our pet. This one's our pet.
Oh, we do need a pet bug.
Right?
This one for fruit to ride everywhere.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Zenny is visibly upset at the lack of respect this thing is showing. And they pull themselves up to their full 6-foot self, and I'm gonna try and intimidate this,
Mmm.
right? So, should I roll first before I try? I mean, it'll take a long time for me to say it.
Yes.
Okay. So I just hit intimidate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will work.
18.
Ooh.
They'll go for the doctor, not you. Scared off him.
So, okay. What are you saying to intimidate this thing?
Foul beast of the depths. How dare you defy Kaladin's embrace?
You got 6 seconds. We already talked about this. Wrap it up.
For their glory. And yeah, I just point down to the ground to like.
All right. It lets out a whole bunch of like confused clicks, and then just puts its head down and starts burrowing back into the ground in front of you.
Zenny looks obviously very pleased with themselves.
I love it. Okay. Our first combat. So you are now standing there. There are other settlers. They're standing back. They're scared. They didn't get involved in the fight. But you defended your people, your settlers. And there are 5 mole beetles lying dead around the area now in various states. Yeah. What do you do from here?
Rafe walks over to Dr. Boswick. He's like, Doctor, you are a biologist. Do you wish to have any of these bodies preserved for your studies?
Yes, I would like to rip them apart and just sort of grind them down and dig through everything. Yes. 2 or 3 should be fine. We don't need to do all of them. Let's not be greedy.
If you want, you can make a life science check as you kind of look these things over, Dr. Bostwick.
I would very much like to do that again.
Is that something you are good at?
Oh, is it something I am good at? Yes, I do.
29!
Yes.
Just,
I
attack you with
might
your
not
claws.
be able to wrestle that well anymore. I am an old bear. 3 books now. I wrestle science.
We're so gonna die later.
So
Yes.
while Dr. Boswick is doing that, Rafe kind of sinks down onto his knees, and he's going to take 10 minutes to center himself, spend a resolve point,
I
and
was just
recover
gonna
his
ask.
stamina.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to ask, did you want to spend a resolve point? Take 10 minutes to get your stamina back.
I do indeed, because God only knows what's going to hit us next.
Did you lose any hit points? I do have medicine.
I did not lose any hit points. He just got through my stamina with that one hit.
If everything's okay, I'm still going to go climb a tree.
Of course, yes. One moment, I'm on the precipice of a breakthrough, just waiting for the results of that 29. Wonders these creatures have to reveal to us.
With the hot chocolate.
Well,
Oh, yes, me, sorry.
chocolate is very
Yes,
toxic
me.
to many creatures.
So, looking at these things in the environment and looking over them, you determine that they were driven into a frenzy, most likely by the shuttle's landing, sending tremors through their habitat. And once a proper landing pad is in place in your settlement, they shouldn't pose a problem going forward.
Subterranean creatures, very, very prone to sensing vibrations. We should prioritize a landing pad once we get the proper materials to construct so we don't have more of these creatures swarming about.
Yeah, I'll go deal with them. He starts walking down the tunnel.
You're going after these guys, after the beetles?
Yeah, I can just walk down there.
You're going to... Okay. All right. So you go down. Can you see in the dark?
Yep.
You have dark vision?
Yes.
Or low light vision? Dark
I
vision?
have low. It's the same.
Okay.
He's not trying to go after him. He's trying to see how big this is down here. Like, what is?
Oh, like a network of
Like, is this like? Are
burrows?
we like on an
Gotcha.
anthill? And it's like, oh no.
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, you start kind of wandering down there and looking around, and it looks like this hole that it's digging, this burrow, goes straight down, like it was trying to get away as fast as possible from the group of you, and it doesn't. Like, you follow for quite some ways down there, and it doesn't seem to reconnect with any other existing tunnels. It doesn't look like you're sitting on a hive or anything like that.
All right, coast is clear. You just hear like echoing.
Yeah. All right, Blim Blam's running for some trees. Raph is taking a moment to get their stamina points back.
I want to go talk to my congregation.
Your congregation?
Yeah, the settlers.
Okay, your people. All right, so there are a number of them that are down here, and they're starting to work on getting prefabricated buildings started and going and in place, and they're working hard. They're prepared, so the work is going quite fast now that this threat has been disposed of.
What are we doing here? We are creating the settlement and then like in the background we're looking for a cure.
So all of you, like everybody aboard your ship, is working for your patron. They basically bought this plot of land, and they've sent all of you here on the same mission to try and find that cure. So everybody's aware of your patron. You're all there working together to help them.
Excellent. So yeah, I'll just walk over. There's a whole bunch of people working, and because I can't telepathically link with that many people, I have to speak. Don't shake your head, Evan. You love it. So I'd be like, greetings, and pause for dramatic effect. Does anybody look up?
You know what? There is a what's the race? What's that dinosaur looking race? Look like raptors.
Oh, I know what the picture is, but I don't know.
There's one of those is there, and they look up. They've got like a feather headdress, and they look up and over at you, while they're in the middle of working.
Excellent. So now I'll telepathically link to that specific person. Greetings, settler. Who are you?
It's a Hanakan is the race.
Oh,
You say this telepathically?
Yep.
They say it loud. You know my name. It's Veech Veech. I'm busy collecting samples from these moles. What do you want? Why are you bothering me?
so can I cast trust on this guy?
Sure.
Whew. Sorry.
That's the reaction you got for casting the spell.
Yeah, it's like kind of looking at you. It's collecting soil samples, and it's got like one of the dead mole beetles. Veech Veech is an environmental researcher and zoologist, so they're doing what they're there to do. So he seems kind of like annoyed. He's like, what are you doing, Zenny? Why are you bothering? You know my name.
I guess we just spent them. So never mind.
You've spent a long time on a ship with all of these people, and like I said, there's only like 24 of them, so you know everybody. Everybody knows you.
Right. Well, then never mind. I won't talk to anybody. I'll just walk.
Leave me alone. My name is Veech Veech.
Very well.
Okay. Blim Blam, you head off to the edge of the forest to climb some trees.
Yes. And if I find anything cool in the tree, I will bring it back to Veech Veech.
Very good. There's a rundown of all the NPCs here. They all have a task and role. I won't read through all of them, but they are all named and they're all here for a purpose. And some of them tie into the story. So, you go over there. You don't really find much. You can hear things skittering around in the forest, but you don't see anything. You don't see any local animals per se, but it's very calm. It's very pleasant here. It's so quiet. You've never been around such quiet surroundings before. Really, the only sounds that are being made are those of your crew building those first few prefabricated buildings. Anybody else want to do or look into anything or prepare anything as they get down here on the ground on their first day?
I think Fruit would get a map and eventually try and gather everybody to see where we want to go first.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can decide what direction you want to head out in. So to claim a hex, you have to go there first. You have to make sure there's no threats, and then once there's no threats, you can start claiming those hexes as actions for your.
And then
charter.
You get like the resource.
You'll get if there's resource there, you'll get resource points based off of the hex. Yeah.
And a hex could be blank, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we go to the mountains, there are minerals, and then we get to these 4 spaces away, and then we create opportunity.
I don't understand why you're saying 4 spaces away. What does that mean?
I don't even know.
I
I'm
see
not the scientist.
mountains
They're
like a couple
scientists.
miles away, but I don't understand the spaces that you're talking about.
So I have a map, and they have a thing where it says this much equals this much, and like
Your hand size are not even close. That doesn't make sense.
Each hex is 12 miles.
my hands are bigger than yours.
Is that some sort of insult?
I don't know.
You see, like the electricity start to shock in all of his vines. You saying something to me, Blim Blam?
I don't know.
And Rafe is just over the two of you, just looking down, trying to understand this social interaction.
All right, anyways. So let's talk in miles and not spaces. We can go south to the mountains. We can go, I don't think we need to go north for more trees. We got trees here, right? Or we can go to the river, but maybe that south has the river and mountains. I don't know how this works.
I mean, that looks like some water and some mountain if we go down from the A.
Yeah, could be a good spot.
If we go southeast, we'll pick up a little bit of the river, and then we could go directly south and get the foothills of the mountains, and then move up into the mountains if we wanted to.
I wouldn't mind going to the river. I am just absolutely covered in the entrails of these mole beetles. It's very fascinating what I found inside. Their diet is, well, not as good as mine, but it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Very, very fascinating. They vomit their weaponry. How wonderful! Oh, I know a wrestler too who used to use vomit in the ring, but not like this. This is new. Yes, but I would very much like to wash this off, and the river would be a wonderful place for it.
All right, that's a 12-mile hike to the river. Just keep that in mind. This isn't like, we're gonna be there in like 1 second.
Yes, 12
You guys can't
miles.
just march 12 miles? I mean, come on.
It's nothing. 12 miles. Imagine 12 miles of unbroken ground. No sky to fall through. I'm just excited at the opportunity to walk 12 miles.
Yeah, what the tall one said.
All right, so towards the river, what we're saying, and then we do the mountains later, because I mean, honestly, we need water more than minerals. Now.
Southeast. So we would go to the hex right here. This one.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful.
Minerals. Okay. So you start charting out your course for the next day and where you want to go. And you've determined, and sundown seems to have come upon you. The days here are 26 hours long, FYI. And there's 425 days in a year on Waydana 4.
Ooh.
So as the sun starts to go down, you start to settle down, you start heading back towards what was once the cockpit. That is going to be your home for the next little while until you get proper houses set up. Your comms go off and you receive a message, and like almost simultaneously another one, like 2 come through at the exact same time on your comms. One is from Melidia Krinth, your structural engineer for the settlement. And it says, the storage silo, the edge of town, is in imminent danger of collapse. And the other, an urgent message, comes from Gavin Neladinir, the settlement's electrician. And he reports several simultaneous overloads in the power center. So you can only choose one here. You have to go to one or the other. You don't have time to do both, so you need to make a decision which one is more important. And there will be repercussions based off what you do and don't take.
No, that's not how this. We just talk about it, Windlam. You don't.
Number one.
I agree. Number 1. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Science.
Science indeed.
But you can't have science if you have no electricity. So why would we not do number 2?
That is the
don't
most
know, but the
absurd thing I've
doctor
ever
agreed.
heard in my life. Do you think science was only existed when electricity came into being? You poor little fool. Oh, yes.
Oh, snap. The big bear just like, oh, really? That was
I'm
mean.
sorry, was that to everybody? I thought that was just to myself. Whoopsie. Oh. Sometimes telepathy gets away from myself.
But seriously, though, I mean, we don't have enough stuff for the storage silo. There's no way. But electricity, everybody needs for daily life, I mean, I
read
can
the
only
trash cans
charge
for
up
most of my
so
life.
much.
I don't need electricity.
Are any of you professional electricians?
Well, the
No.
guy that called us is.
Right, he's calling us, which means that
Are you
I
a
don't
farmer or something? I don't understand. What are you going to do with the storage silo?
I am quite strong. I could help it from tipping over, and should it tip over, I can lift things up and all sorts of things.
I've only experienced electricity for perhaps the last 6 months of my life. I do not understand its importance.
I agree. The
All right, I
natural
guess-
world will provide.
They plus any, many, money more.
Yeah, of course. Yes, it's right there.
We didn't even do it last time you did it. What are you?
Right, but this time it makes sense because there's 2 things to choose from. You don't use eeny, meeny, miny, moe when there's 3. That's just science.
He's gonna do it every time we have 4 choices or anything. It's not gonna matter.
It's true.
I mean, don't try and put science or logic in his brain. He's just gonna keep doing it. It's
I still think structural.
all right. Fine, it's fine. We'll do it. And we have no electricity, and you're really cold. Don't say, "Fruit, come warm me up with your electricity." Comes at me because I'm not gonna do it. All right.
Do you need a
A
hug?
bear with an outer coat, a lab coat, in very heavy armor.
I'm going to hug you now.
No, don't. I don't need a hug. I was trying to plant my children.
You
and I
said
was
you're cold. I'm
disturbed.
going to hug you.
No, I said we will be cold without
I
electricity.
don't want you to be cold. You're very angry, but you don't deserve to be cold. I'm hugging you.
Don't stop. What did we talk about? We talked about consent today, and I'm not giving you it.
Rafe has already walked off towards
Yes,
The
Bostwick.
silo, the storage silo. All right.
Yeah.
So the storage silo, it's a triple-walled structure. It houses machinery that detects and removes contaminants from the settlement's food sources stored within. You're all still eating rations at this point, so it isn't, it's not up and running, but it is critical to your settlement. As you start to get near the silo, you see that it is leaning at a precarious angle. And if it falls, vital components within will be irreparably damaged. And as you approach, Melidia runs over to you. She's a human female. You know that she's you know her well. At times she can be a little inflexible, hard to deal with, but she is like a master engineer. There's nothing that she can't, or no quandary when it comes to engineering that she can't solve that's outside of her expertise. She comes running over. She goes, "Something, a small creature. It's chewed through the wall of the silo there." And she points around back. I don't know what it is. Some strange little bug person is in there, and the support joists they're failing.
More of those mole beetles, perhaps?
It didn't look like one of those beetles from earlier. Like it was small, it was furry, it had these big antennae, big giant hands, and, big eyes. No, it was furry, like a furball sort of looking thing.
How small? Like my height? Like Blim Blam's height? What are we talking here? You say small, but you're kind of being real vague about it.
No, I'm not being vague. Small. Size small, like you.
No,
She points at
wait. I'm
No,
size tiny.
I'm
Don't
small,
try and
you're
categorize
tiny.
me.
All right,
Yeah,
okay. It was maybe
exactly.
2.5 feet tall.
Yeah, that's more blam, I think, yes.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that one. But it's gonna fall. What are you gonna do? Why are we discussing its size?
Rafe is already loping around towards the
I
hole
mean,
with his
maybe
laser
I was just
eyes.
taking a look.
So you
Then
can.
I can talk to it.
There is the hole that this thing chewed and gnawed through on the side, or you can go through the front door. So the hole is opposite the front door, so you're gonna have to go around back the silo, or you can just walk in through the front door if you want.
I'll
Rafe
just
goes
walk
in
through
the
the
front
hole.
door. Yeah.
Bostwick
I
will
can-
go with Rafe. Yeah.
Yeah. Zenny will be right behind Rafe.
Yeah, because
Hi, Blim Blam. We're going in the hole.
this thing's tiny, so the hole's gonna be
That's
tiny.
what she said. I don't understand what that means, but that's what all the soldiers say.
Oh boy.
All right. I'm glad you don't know what it means. It makes it better.
Before you guys, as they're walking away, I'm
Yes.
just going to turn. I'm going to lower my gun at Blim Blam, and I'm going to shoot him.
That's fair.
What are you doing, man?
Oh, calm down. I'm a professional.
You couldn't even hit a mole.
I automatically hit you people because I studied you before.
Oh, God.
So
I'm dying.
This gets knocked unconscious.
You're not dying. You get. I'm trying to figure
You
out what it is.
stopped me. I'm dying.
Oh, there's just so many things. The biohacker has so many things. Basically, I'm just trying to give you a bonus to your checks or some shit. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I'll find it. I have so many things.
The PvP light is officially on. I agree. Shoot him as he walks away.
That's literally what I do. I take this gun or this stick and I jab my needles into you. I don't see what's wrong with this.
It's
It's
a little aggressive.
Well, how else are the serums supposed to get inside you?
All right, meet you in the silo.
All right. So what's the plan? Do you want to go through the door first? Do you want to go through the back? Do you want to?
I think we're going pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
to try and figure out what this is and try and at least
So the two
stop
of you
it
round
from
back?
existing. Yeah, I mean they can
Okay.
do whatever they want, but
Don't know exactly what I just got stuck with, but I'm feeling really good.
Looking into it.
Yeah, so this thing is metal, and something has torn, and it looks like chewed a hole about the size, as she described, 2 feet, like, in diameter. And you can hear, like, rustling around inside on the other side of the hole. Like, something's digging through things. You can hear, like, boxes and materials being disturbed in there, and kind of, like, muttering. A really high-pitched voice kind of muttering to itself, but you can't quite make out what it's saying.
let me look at something real quick.
And you just want to go on in?
Yeah, hold on, let me read something.
Maybe we should try to be a little bit on the quiet side.
Yeah, you want to stealth in there?
Yeah, sure, we could try that.
So
Okay.
if you do it quickly, Boom Blam, you'll get a +2 to skill check. But that's
Let's just
that'll be
let's stealth up and let me see if I can see it and I could talk to it telepathically, and then maybe we can figure out what's happening.
Okay, so stealth.
Oh, yeah.
So +2 on the
Oh,
stealth,
yeah.
you said?
+2 as long as you guys are doing it pretty quick.
21?
Okay.
Did you shoot me too?
24.
No,
No, just Blim
No.
Blam.
All right, that's fine.
Oh, 19
Bruce
so
is
far.
way
Okay.
too mean.
So the two of
I
you,
have 4.
Blim Blam, you kind of get
Just
on your
makes
hands
me
and knees,
characters.
and you crawl through, and Fruit, you just walk through. And on the inside, you can see this furry,
Oh,
fuzzy little creature, like, right to the north of you. And it's, like, going through boxes and tossing stuff aside, and it's like, kind of nattering to itself as it's doing so. And it picks up, like, a piece of metal and bites into it and throws it aside. And it seems completely engrossed in that. You also see, I'll say with your rolls, up on the joists, like above everything, seems to be a large insect-type creature in there as well. Kind of crawling around.
Like in the food or
And it seems to be just... No, it's not in the food. What is that thing? What is that thing? I can't find it in the book here.
what are you?
It's like it looks like a it looks like lice, like literally what
like
lice looks like, but it's
like a giant flea, or
yeah, exactly, a giant flea. Thank you. It's really gross, and it's normal sized. So, this thing is a big flea is the best way to describe it.
But it doesn't look like it's causing chaos like the creature.
No, it's just kind of like inching its way across the joists above the area, so it's not on the ground itself. Whereas that little creature in front of you is on the same level as you, and it didn't notice you, and it's just kind of going through boxes, throwing stuff aside, muttering to itself, trying things, eating things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
All right, I will use my technopathy node to talk to it telepathically. And I guess we'll still be hidden, or kind of, not looking. I'll say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing in our silo?"
All of a sudden, it raises its head and looks around. Oh no! There's people here! And it turns around to run back out the hole, and it sees the two of you there. Oh crap!
Yeah, what's happening there, bud? You seem a little hungry.
I'm hungry. I need some food. I've been on the ship for a long time.
You could have just asked.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
So this isn't gonna work out. We're gonna have to be a little bit civilized here, and you're gonna have to. We'll just get you a normal meal.
You see him. He kind of sits. He's kind of squats down, and he closes his eyes real tight, and you see him just kind of concentrating.
What is he doing, Blim Blam? What's he doing?
I don't know. Ask him if he likes chocolate. I tried to give chocolate.
You like
to the
chocolate?
ants.
You like chocolate?
He's like squatting and he's concentrating. And as he does so, all of a sudden that big flea lice thing kind of starts heading over in your direction.
Why would any of you just eat the chocolate? You're all so mean and stupid.
I think we would have probably come in by.
Yeah, the rest of you are gonna open the door and head on in.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you see them on this far side of the room. As soon as you open the door, and they're conversing with this little furball sort of creature. And there's that big flea. It's a louse, is what it's the name of it. But this big flea or tick-looking creature up on the joists above, and it starts like it's making its way. It's crawling across the joists over towards Blim Blam and Fruit.
Can we move in?
Yeah, you can move in. The door should be open. Can you guys? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's because you're so
No, it's
big
all right. I
you
just wanna
can't
make
through the
sure.
door. Yeah, go on.
Of course
go
I
ahead.
get. Oh, Jenny Craig.
What's that big thing doing? Why is it moving over here?
He stops like
You
grunting and
constipated? What's
squatting,
happening?
and he opens his eyes, and there's like tears going down his face. I gotta get out of here. And he
You want some X-Lax?
so this thing, you're looking at it, it's a type of gremlin. You know that. You're not too sure what type. There are many types of gremlins in the galaxy, but this is a gremlin in front of you.
And it's not like it was not a crew member on the ship.
No,
It's
oh
like
no. Gremlins are pests. So, yeah, this gremlin is not a good thing, typically.
Can I see it at this point?
Yes, you can see the gremlin.
Can I roll a life science test to try to figure out what it's trying to do with its like weird constipation move?
Yes, you can.
It's trying to poop.
Yes.
I will. Before I do this, I'll just do my Henry Cavill. You just see me just go. Ooh, as I will give myself a little boost as well. That's a 32, Matt.
Whoa! Wow! Crit success.
I am really good at life science tests.
You identify this thing
Really bad
as
at everything else.
as a dry klutz gremlin, and their antennae. You know that they are capable of what an ability known as vermin empathy. They can converse and communicate with mindless vermin and influence them to do their bidding.
Oh, Rafe, I think that one over there. See the one with the tentacles and the eyes, the antenna. Excuse me, pardon me. I think it's controlling some other creature within here. It's. Be very careful. There might be something here assisting it.
So
You could control the ant people too?
just mindless vermin. You know that from your studies with its
Yeah.
antennae.
So only Wraith would hear that unless Zenny came
Mhm.
in because you guys are slightly outside
Yeah.
of my range. But I'll be saying that to Wraith and then waiting to see what's up.
He can also send out
Yes, yeah,
soothing signals to other nearby insects and draw them in.
Yes, this one. We used him once. Very the pheromones and the genetics very good at soothing insect swarms. I have a wonderful story I can tell you about a tag team shearing. Oh, it's just absolutely brilliant. But now's not the time.
Fruit will move forward. All right, bud, you're gonna have to get out of here. This is not a place for you, and it will never be. And if you haven't noticed, wait, what?
Who
I
just
have
moved
been
everybody?
What just happened?
I have been kicked out of the.
Somebody just moved everyone. I wasn't touching the tokens.
That was me.
Okay.
They fell through the hole. Never see them again.
Look, this is food for us. We can get you. We can work something out. But if you don't get out of here, it's gonna be trouble. And I don't know if you can't hear very well, but there's a giant ass bear walking over there.
He leaps up and goes, "Yep, that's my cue." And he's kind of just tries to scuttle past the two of you out the hole between the two of you. Yeah.
I feel like we should grab him.
I agree. I think we should grapple him.
Playing is so hard in this game.
Oh God, I know.
KAC +8 is your target number.
That's,
Oh my
that's why
God.
Bostwick's a flavor wrestler, not an actual wrestler.
Oh,
So that's one of the things that's a little broken about Starfinder is the combat maneuvers are almost impossible to hit unless you're built just to do that. But you could shoot the crap out of him.
Can I roll
Okay.
like diplomacy or something? To get
Well,
him
we're at
to-
the end of the session. I think this is going to result in combat, so we'll save another combat for
You have
next
to
week.
fight the gremlin? Oh my
Well, you don't
God.
have to necessarily fight the gremlin, but you've got a mad louse up on the joists in the rafters that you're going to have to deal with.
He's really small compared.
And gremlins are generally, you generally have to end up taking them out anyway.
They're pests. They're not a good thing. So like you know of this race of gremlin, Dr. Bostwick, and
Yes, thank you.
these things are native elsewhere in the galaxy, in the solar system. So, like, it had to have come aboard your ship to have gotten here, which is interesting because it never did anything, as far as you know, on the journey here. But somebody purposefully brought this thing aboard.
We've been sabotaged.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. All right, we'll leave off there. We're gonna do some combat or something. We're gonna do some gremlin diplomacy next or 2 weeks.
Gremlin diplomacy.
Just put it in a box.
And
Save
don't
it-
feed it after midnight. Don't get it wet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't put it in sunlight. Oh, it's not a
Definitely
mogwai. It's already a gremlin, so it doesn't matter.
Whoops.
Give it to one of our neighbors that gives us grief in the future.
Unleash it on another settlement.
A pet. We have this pet. This pet for you. Here you go.
Greetings. We bring gifts of
We
gremlin.
bear gifts. Okay, let's do the roundtable. What everybody's got going on the next week or so. Aaron, what games are you running or playing in between now and next week?
Tomorrow is the second episode of our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, The Enemy Within campaign. So Jim will be running us through that. An elf, a dwarf, a halfling, and a couple of humans causing trouble on the road to Altdorf. And then next Wednesday, they're playing possibly Lex Arcana, but I'll be out for my anniversary. Then Thursday, we're back for more of the One Ring. And then next Thursday night, back for Achtung Cthulhu in Paris.
That's right. Actun Cthulhu
Paris.
well, not Paris. It's in France.
In France.
It's not going to be. I'll tell you right now. It's not in Paris, but it is in France.
All right.
Is it an urban setting? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't rebuilt him yet. We'll find out.
Okay, but yeah, back to Actun Cthulhu. Evan, you got anything going on between now and next week?
Nope. Just getting ready to rebuild Henri for some baguette fighting.
I think everybody's going to be a spellcaster going forward, aren't you? Well, the exception of Jeremy's character.
No, I'm gonna remove mine because it was so hard for me to cast.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not worth it.
Jeff, what do you got going on over at the Lollygaggers?
Yeah, so twitch.tv/lollygaggers. We are playing One Ring 2nd Edition on Saturday, continuing our Waking of Ingmar campaign. We got a 4th player in the fellowship now, so now we have an elf in the party. And then Monday we're doing Ultraviolet Grasslands, as we're getting fairly close to the end of our really kind of bonkers prophet / I don't know what we are anymore, Jeremy, but we're getting close to the end of that campaign. Good people. That's not accurate, but yes,
not accurate. Jeremy, what do you got? You got something you want to plug?
Yeah, check out if you like Black Blizzard, check out Aaron Reese on Patreon. There's some preview for the next issue. There's some post-apocalyptic map stuff going on. There'll be some 5e RPG assets. It's a good time. Check it out.
Very cool. And Megan, we played Dune together in person, the board game last week. What do you got planned for your board gaming this week?
Some Monopoly. I hate Monopoly.
I like Monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
The first rounds before you get hotels and shit on them, I love. I love shopping and the negotiation part, but really don't like it when I have to pay. But I lost a bet, so Monopoly it is, and playing it until the end. No falsifying early takeovers or anything like that. I have to justly play. Other than that, I'm Thursday.
Welcome, Raiders. Another raid. Just as we're wrapping things up, thanks for joining us, Quests and Cliffhangers. Are you playing any special version of Monopoly?
No, we have I think it's 1988 edition at our house.
Okay. I almost bought the Godzilla one the other week.
Nice.
Almost. I was so close. I was like, do I really need this? No.
That
No.
could get me to play Monopoly.
Good, yeah.
A Godzilla version?
Good. I love Godzilla. Yeah.
Everybody fighting over Godzilla. Yeah. So next week we're back with Actun Cthulhu. In this time slot, we're going to be alternating going forward now between the two games for the next little while. And I think that's all I got going on between now and then, because the Lollygaggers, it's an off week on Mondays, this coming Monday. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back next week, Thursday, with Actun Cthulhu. Have a good night.